What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Ransom, and I am back at you with another episode on Vybez Don't Lie. And we have a returning guest with us, the beautiful Lindsay. Say hello, Lindsay.
Hello, Lindsay. Sorry. I did it on purpose.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Ransom. Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, just dandy.
Just dandy.
Just dandy.
Well, we got lots of great feedback from the last episode. Everybody was loving it. I think it twiddled a few thumbs. I think you also had some good feedback on the Instagram reels.
Word.
And I anticipate that this will have the same.
One can only hope.
Yes.
One can only hope.
So, we already know in the state of the world that we have heard many a times that the birth rate is declining, and it's mostly because this is just not the environment nor the space or the time or the economy to be having kids, but it also just kind of leads into like, why are we having kids in the first place? And I know in my journey growing up, I was like very anti-kids, and then went as far as tying my tubes to just say, yeah, no, I don't want that. But I've received hella backlash, and it's fun. And I know we've discussed somewhat about your stance with kids, so that's what we're gonna talk about today.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yes.
I think that I have been an unintentional mother hen, just by existing as the eldest daughter of three, right?
Eldest daughter court.
So I just need a break. So it's one part that. It's another component, or like, this has just been my journey, right? Whenever I was still living in the Midwest and like checking off the boxes of like, okay, graduate high school, check, go to college, check, get the boyfriend, check, like move in together. And then I was like, yeah, totally. And then we'll move in together, and then we'll get a dog, and then we'll have kids. And the way that he like took care of the dog, granted, we were 21 and 22 at the time. So like, I think I was the first woman that he was not related to that he was living with, but did not bode well for the dog taking care of component. And so it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, but like, if you're not able to take care of a dog, there's a lot more demands of a child in rearing that into the world, right? So as it stands right now, like, kids, dope, love them. I've had a couple of different positions where like I've been able to be like either a camp counselor, or like I was an operations coordinator for like a mud event that was just like, oh, it was so cute. It was heartwarming and tender, and love kids. However, currently as it stands, like the systems that we have in place, especially in the United States, do not allow for women to feel supported. In the event that a woman goes on maternity leave, like they're oftentimes not paid, and it's also like a smack in the face amount of time that's paid off, or paid time off, right? And so also when it comes down to it, like I'm trying to remember the statistics. By the way, I'm not a healthcare provider. Like, just so we're clear on that. Like, I just know some stuff, and like, if it seems like the details are a little fuzzy, then if you're that curious about it, fact check me. Like, do your own due diligence. Like, the information is out there the same way that the internet is. So you can get after it. By you, I mean like the royal you. So women, after they have a baby, like, they have such a steep decline in hormonal health, and like, and also like, you went through potentially something traumatic. Like the Western healthcare system is like not it, right? No. The way that like doulas have been facilitating births in Eastern cultures for like eons, has been like standing and movement. And literally the only reason why, I actually do know this one, the only reason why women are giving birth on their backs is because Louis the I think it was like one of the Louis. Louis the 14th maybe was a fucking freak. And sorry, no, I don't need to apologize for swearing. He was a freak and like fetishized it, and it is like biologically like not the right sitting structure.
You. No, squatting is better.
So it's that. It's also the fact that like think about how lonely like any one person can feel, and like this woman just went through like a traumatic thing. So it's like it's a little selfish of me, quote unquote, to not want kids because like the extreme trauma that happens. Like you are just like an absolute vessel for spirit to like move through you. Like you're a container for life, right? So from a spiritual perspective, if you're not having the right advocates in the room with you during that process, beautifully, like there are so many people that are doulas within the state of Colorado, but like the medical like the systems in place are not really conducive for that. So that's just the birthing part, right? And then daycare. I have a couple of friends.
Oh my god,
dude, I had a couple of friends tell me what their numbers were for daycare. It's like $20,000 a year.
Yeah,
it's like,
fuck no. That's a whole tuition.
To what? And it's like, you know, there's not like a pay bump if you end up having kids. Like you are, in a perfect case scenario, you and your partner have a dual income, right? And it's just like economically not it, right? For the amount of inflation that we've seen with the dollar, like it's outpacing the way that our salaries are being structured, which is wild because there's so many different things that are being automated right now, and yet we're like, hey, can you adjust my salary to reflect like the inflation rates or like my just having to live in society, right? Like, so it's all of that. It's also like from a community standpoint, like we are meant to be in villages.
Yes.
We are so individualized. Like that is just individualized as a nation. I had a friend, and also, sorry, I know I'm all over the place. There's just so much to say.
Yes.
I had a couple of friends actually move to the Netherlands because they knew the quality of life there was going to be better, and like they are documenting their journey, and it's really beautiful to like see them being like, here are girls enjoying Sweden, and like just they look like they are thriving. Are they getting as much sunshine? Probably not, but that's okay. That's not a priority. It comes down to safety because we are because part of the nation is more interested in protecting their right to bear arms.
Yes.
We are not protecting the children that we do have. And we are also not continuing to set up different systems in the world to have enrichment opportunities. Like there's not everybody is going to have the same socioeconomical benefit of being like upper middle class or middle class or like lower middle class. Like we're all over the place, right? But that doesn't mean like we should already have free healthcare. We should already have free education. Don't tell me that we're about to run this back to a war that we don't even need to be a part of. Like it's just like what, like how bad does the world have to be for people to actively elect out of creating more community because the systems in place are not it? And also the way that the systems change is through individual change and individual chatter, right? And yet one of the things that we're conditioned to not talk about is like religion and politics. And it's like, okay, but like how are things going to change? And it's like, no, politics don't want to change because then that keeps like the power divide. Anyway, this is supposed to be about kids. It's not. It's all the other things that come in that makes it. But look at the roots that are feeding into that decision. And it's like, okay, are you having kids out of like societal pressures and like your parents pestering you and your long-term partner? Or are you actually having kids because you're like, I know that I'm equipped with my goodness in this world, I also have a similar level of goodness in my partner. And I know that we are able to steward little lives in this world into the world and know that they are going to be the change that we can only take so far without having the baton passed a generation. For sure. Right?
Have you experienced pressure?
No. I've also not been in enough long-term relationships to experience that pressure.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So great.
Is it? Is it though?
So
but
good.
I also, like, I have 2 younger sisters, and they're my world. I love them. But they've been in long-term relationships. And so, like, I don't really hear the chatter that they receive, but that's true. Every now and then I'll just, like, hear something adjacent. Or, like, I have a lot of friends that are women that have been in long-term relationships, and it's like, I get it that it's like a generational, like, thing of being like, oh, well, when do you think you're going to have kids? And it's like, that is such a terrible question to ask, because, like, the economy of generations prior is so wildly different than how we arrive at today.
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like I just, like, yapped for like 12 minutes straight.
That's fine.
But yeah,
that's just dropping statistics. That's it.
Yeah.
You were building the case.
Yeah. Don't forget that 61% of statistics are made up on the spot. So fact check me all you want.
Wait, what?
No, that's like a running joke. Like, yeah, statistics are, like, oftentimes made up, but, like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Just something.
Just something to know.
Just something.
Yeah. Everybody should be fact checking anyway. Yeah, like, no matter what it is. Like, you should just always make sure you know.
Fact check, critically think, and don't use AI.
Hey! Ta-da!
Ta-da!
But yeah, no, definitely have experienced the pressure of that long-term relationship in the 7-year, where one, definitely a generational thing and also a cultural thing. He was Mexican.
Yes.
So they're very like, oh, you need to have kids, you need to have kids, you need to have kids. Even if you're not that far along in your relationship, they don't care. They're like, we've seen you enough. Where's this kid?
Yeah. Baby.
Where
is it?
Yes. And, like, that was kind of the start of me really honing in on, like, yeah, fuck kids. Because it was, like, okay, so, like, I think I was 9. Pretty sure I was 9, where I looked at my grandma and was like, okay, I won't have kids, but I might have a partner. And she was like, what? I was like, I'm not going to have kids, but I might have a partner. And Amazing. She's like, okay. But also they were very much the type who were like, Ransom, don't have kids, travel, live your fucking life.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do that. And so I don't know why they're surprised when I actually did that. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
They were like, no, that was supposed to be a phase.
Yeah, right. They were like, well, you didn't have to be so permanent about it. And I was like, I don't know. But in that, with that relationship, we had all that, and then there was a period of time where we did get pregnant, but I was way too young, and I was like, oh, I can't have a kid. Like, fuck no. I was like 14. I turned 15 and then had an abortion right after that, and that whole process, that whole abortion was just fucked anyway. So that brought in more PTSD than anything, where it was like, oh my god, one, I'm not supposed to be having a kid this young, and then I have a horrible procedure, and now I'm like, God, do you hate me? What is happening? Why would you do that? Yeah. Oh my God, was I supposed to have the kid? Like, what was the lesson?
Yeah.
So then having a partner who didn't understand that and was just like, well, it's all done. Like, why are you crying? Like, what is the problem? And it's like, well, did you feel the pain that I felt? Were you there? No, you weren't there to hold my hand. Like, what the fuck was that? And he would use that as an excuse to be like, oh, well, you're just not being fair. I was like, well, nah. He was the only boy. So then you have that. It's like, okay, boy, you gotta pass on the legacy. Oh my God, the name must go on. And he was already like a junior. So it's like, yeah, the name must go on, literally. Yeah. So it was like, ugh, no. But that created a hatred where I was like, Then you go to parties and you're like, oh my God, when are you gonna make me an auntie? And then I'd ask him, I'd be like, can you tell your family? Because there's also a language barrier. And I was like, hey, can you, like, tell them not to ask me that? It's a sensitive subject. Yeah. Tell them to ask me something else. Anything else. And he couldn't do it because he had that was that pressure of how do I tell my parents that I don't, like, my partner doesn't want to have kids, but, like, I'm the only boy, and I already know what that conversation is going to be like.
Yeah.
You know, which, so that lasted 7 years just for him to turn around and be like, actually, I do want you to be a stay-at-home wife. And I was like, oh my God, what? Absolutely not. And then, like, a year later, I got my tubes tied. It was great.
Yeah.
But then there would be men or women who'd be like, oh my God, you got your tubes tied? Well, nobody's going to want you. I was like, wait, what?
I'm not a breeding sow.
Yeah, I was like, what, wait, is this a breeding kink? What do you mean nobody's going to want me? They're like, well, you've just, like, ruined your chances for, like, a life, like, to have, like, the life. And I was like, I don't think that's, like, a dream for everybody is to have the... like, what the fuck is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people just have inside thoughts that just don't need to be outside.
No. And I think for me, I was more surprised by getting backlash from men than I was the women. Because women, I could understand that, where it's like, you're a woman, why wouldn't you want to have kids? Yeah. And it's like, fuck no, I raised my brothers. Like you said, I'll just daughter shit. I'm cool on it. And then what I do for a living, I'm basically holding all your inner childs, and that's already enough work for me. I'm cool. I don't want you. I don't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
But men being like, oh my God, you've just ruined your chance. And it's like, well, you're talking to me.
Yeah. So, it's like, obviously you think I'm hot.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't a problem until I said that. Like, I don't understand the issue. But then also I feel like that's a thing of, like, control, of saying, like, got her. It's like, ooh, what is it? Why are you getting pretty people pregnant? Just cuz. Like, no.
Yeah. I also, something that came to mind was, like, there's actually a book called While You Were Breeding. I don't remember the name of the author. It's literally about this woman who's like, okay, well, I'm in my mid-20s, and this is, like, right around the time that everybody gets married. Or, like, a lot of people end up getting married, start having kids, yada, yada. And she just kind of wrote this memoir of, like, yeah, I got to travel to Thailand. I've not read the book. My sister has. It just kind of goes on to say, like, here's how my life has been enriched, and, like, how I have not stewarded babies in my life, but I have had a fulfilling life. And so I think there's, like, there's beyond multiple pieces. There's infinite pieces to this, right? But it's like, part of me wonders if, like, sometimes parents are regretful of their decision, and so they're like, well, we need to loop you into this parenting thing because we need one more for our team, because, like, we can't get out of this, so we need to bring you into this. And it's like, oh no. But, like, when it comes to, like, you stewarding, like, or helping people heal their inner child wounds, like, that's so beautiful. Like, I feel like I also, like, it's not same, but it's kind of similar. But, like, as far as, like, kind of helping pull somebody's goofiness out of them, like, I love doing that. And I also feel like there's not a ton of safe spaces to do that. And I feel like when we start to heal our inner children, then we make ourselves a safer space to actually be co-stewards of a tiny child's life. I think also the heteronormative nature of, like, needing to procreate is just, like, the narrative that we've inherited from, whether it be political reasons. Like, I think the only reason why the government's like, people aren't populating enough, it's because there aren't as many taxpayers. You're not churning out as many bodies to continue to pay the taxes and line the pockets of the politicians, right? And so they're like, what are we going to do if we're not getting more money? So it's a little bit of that. So we've talked about the state, let's talk about the church. Catholics, they're like, yeah, don't use protection. Like, if you get a baby, like, divine intervention. And it's like, no, dude, you want to just, like, have your pews filled out. How are we one magic. Whoa. Wow, that happened. And it's just like, yeah, no, obviously, like, the systems are like, yeah, you should be having more babies. It's like, you need to make it safer for us to have more babies, rather than continue the extreme caste system that we have in place. Is it the caste system? Whatever. I'm sorry, Mr. Lesnar. That's my economics teacher from high school. But like, I'm just like, didn't pay enough attention in social studies. There is a system that, you know, it is. Yeah, the caste system. Sick. Cool. Thank you. Confirmed. It is the caste system. We have gone. But it's like, if you don't continue to have that kind of ratio, then the powers up top are like, we're losing our foundation. And it's like, yeah, as you should. Yeah. As you should. Absolutely. You evil humans. Anyway, 1% can suck it. This is about kids.
But it is. Like, everything you said is like, I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's like the thought of a kid, like, we could romanticize it so much of being like, oh my God, having a kid, a little you, absolutely. And I can't sit here and say that there wasn't a point in time where I hadn't considered it, because baby fever is a real ass thing. Even with we doing what I do, I will see babies sometimes. It has to be the right time, it has to be the right cocktail for me to start being like, God, what if I do want a baby? But even then, I remember too, because already at a young age when I was like, no, I don't ever want to have kids, I was already receiving backlash. So then I kind of like swayed and was like, okay, if I have a kid, it has to be by the time I'm 23. If I don't have a kid by 23, I'm done. There's no reason for me to be having a kid. But that's also with the education that we had of the younger you are, in a sense, the better your birth would be. Rather, we're finding now that the older you are, your birth is actually better than when you're young, because your body has matured enough to do that. You know, you got a lot of things at your system. So it was with that knowledge of being like, well, I was at my prime at 23. Fuck it. Like, too old. I hit the table. But it was like, I'm too old at this point to have kids. Why would I do that? And then I stood on ground and did it. But I don't have no regrets. Like, yeah, I love that. I'm fine. But there's also a lot of people who are like, so you just doing it to be a hoe? You just don't want consequences. And I'm like, wait, what? No. Hold on. What happened to just taking responsibility over my body? It actually reversed a lot of the issues I was having with endometriosis, which I didn't know I had endometriosis until I got my tubes tied. Oh, my God. I know. Oh, my God. Also, women's bodies are so wildly understudied, and we're just like, continue to have kids. Like, we need more men in this world, so like there's a 50-50 chance of you having more we need that. We need more bodies. And it's like, what? Yeah, no, fuck no. Wild. Yeah, so it's all of that. And then it's also like, so like in an ideal world, would you have a kid? In an ideal world, very partner contingent. If I don't have a homie that I can like ride into battle with, that is the weirdest way to put it. Hold on. Yeah, no, because it's gotta be homie too. It's like, it's your partner. We could be everything. Like, because I've been bossy, right? Leadership skills. It's just in a woman's body that it's referred to as bossy. So first off, let's get that clear. And secondly, like, I know I can make all the decisions. I don't want to make all the decisions. I want to be able to find a counterpart that has the same level of discernment and kindness and compassion. And like, that's a pretty high standard. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to just procreate with whoever the fuck exists out there. And be like, all right, can't wait to co-parent with this piece of shit. Like, it's like seeing those comments where like, dang, I wish I would have chose a better baby daddy. And it's like, I mean, you had a chance actually, but and it's also a lot of circumstances. Like, every now and then, whenever I like happen to see somebody who I can just like energetically read, like it could be a Facebook friend from high school, I can just energetically read that they are miserable. And because they are so dissatisfied with their own life as an individual, they then have to pour all of their energy into their kids in the hopes that they feel more fulfillment from that. And it's like, no, like, I don't, to answer your question, maybe. I think in an ideal world,
kids could potentially be in the cards for me, I also think that I would make a pretty cool stepmom.
Yeah, I'm more so like, hey, like I would have no problem having a kid if I didn't have to go through the pregnancy. Actually, I wouldn't mind carrying the kid either, but even then, I don't know, it has to be really good. Yeah, I don't want to deal with the labor, actually. I don't want to deal with any of that, but I don't mind taking care of it after the fact, you know, and then they used to get mad at me too, because they'd be like, Ransom, what kind of kid do you want? I said, one who knows how to wipe their ass and knows how to eat and shit. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to teach any of that. That is a big responsibility, and I don't want to do it.
It's a lot.
And I just will preface for the girlies who are thinking about it. I've asked all the moms who have ever had kids, new ones and the old ones, if I'm really missing out on anything, and they say no. Yes, in the sense of, like, you created a life.
Yeah.
And now you get to watch that life grow up. Yeah. So, like, I can see that, but also on another level, I'm like, that just seems like a lot of karma. Because, like, what?
You're like, how much more karma do I need?
I'm not trying to come back. No, I don't want.
I'm okay.
And then also people will say, well, you should have kids because when you get old, who's going to take care of you? And that's not even fair to put on a kid.
No.
Because they're not having kids to take care of you when you're older. You should supposed to just have a kid because you want
should just
to.
have a proper retirement plan and care plan and take care of your body.
I just, you know, I said, well, shit, if it gets to the point where I'm shitting on myself, just take me out.
Yeah.
We live in Colorado. We can euthanize ourselves. Yeah, I'm going to take myself out.
That's neat.
Yeah, we get assisted suicide here. Oh. It is a beautiful. I voted for that one for sure when I did vote.
You know what? Yeah, nice.
Because you should have that autonomy.
You should have that autonomy because you weren't gifted. Okay, from the physical, you were not gifted that autonomy to be brought in this world. From the spiritual, yes, you were.
Right, but on the
different conversation for a different time.
Yeah.
But you deserve to be able to steward your life out of this world if your quality of life is not what you're desiring and you're still coherent enough to make that decision for yourself, rather than like be an unexpected burden to people that do not have healthcare training, to all of a sudden become like healthcare adjacent workers out of nowhere and like figure out how to like do home health and like provide that. Like that takes so much out of people in a partnership, and like the same way, like again, it's the systems in place.
Yeah, with the right system, things would be a lot more negotiable.
Yeah.
I'd think about it a lot harder.
Yeah.
But
also, I think another...
Like Handmaid's Tale? Oh, I'd probably be a Jezebel, or they're sending me off to like the fucking... What is it called? Where it's like all that is like the freaking... It's all
the bad space.
I forget what it's called. They have the colonies. They send you to the colonies where it's all fucked conditions, and you just get all bad because it's like you're just around like sulfur and shit or whatever. Yeah, nah, they'd hate me.
Whoa, yeah. One last thing.
Yes.
This is more like an Instagram meme that I think I've seen, or like meme or video or whatever the fuck. Men want kids the way that children want puppies.
Facts. Ugh.
Because there's not nearly as much.
It's easy for them to say they want a fucking kid.
Like, and also here's the thing, like there's so many kids that are in the foster care system that don't have a loving support network at all. And I get that adoption also... Another system that we need to be angry about. The fact that adoption costs 80, then 3 other zeros to follow that zero, $80,000 to adopt children. Granted, this is one friend of mine.
Paying for kids. Yay.
Because of like, they did in vitro. They did all sorts of things. Also, another system to be angry about, the fact that we have so many microplastics in our clothing that we are actively sweating, and like the microplastics, our pores are opening, we're receiving all of those microplastics. That has inconclusive studies on whether or not that affects our hormones and like disrupts our hormones. It does. And then also the amount of chemicals that we're just passively intaking by way of like fabric softener, deodorant, like your lymphatic system is like super important.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, like there, and also like men don't realize how much their health has a role to play in the health of the baby. Like, I think it's
the whole pregnancy in general.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
That's why miscarriages happen. They're now realizing it's not the woman's fault. It's the fact that the woman's body said, oh, this is bad DNA and we need to get this shit out. Yeah. And it just cuts it out.
I believe
And then we learned that the ovary is actually very selective. Even if there is very good sperm, she may or may not take it.
I love that the ovaries are divas.
She's like,
correct.
And
they're
that's
like,
the thing.
You
but they
thought?
forget that too, is that the ovaries are basically the brain of the vagina. So it's like, if we want to talk about, you got your brain, and then you have your brain, which is your gut, and then you have your brain, which is in your yoni, because those bitches do whatever they choose to do.
Correct.
It's
we're
great.
We're just little vehicles for our uteruses. Uteri. That's not it. That's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anyway.
no. But
cool.
You brought up such good points, and it's just true. The system has fucked us. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a conversation of like, why is the kids happening?
Yeah.
They say animals will naturally stop reproducing because they're in an unsafe environment. So
we are some of those animals.
Those animals.
Humans are animals.
Yeah, it's like Darwin's Law. We have now raised what the standard is, and either you're gonna raise to it or you're gonna die off. It's just what it is.
You're just not fit. You're not the fittest that are going to survive.
No. And nice knowing you.
Our demise is nigh.
You had a chance. You could have leveled up, and instead you said, I'm going to stay in my ways.
Yeah.
Patriarchy.
Sorry, everybody listening on headphones for that noise.
We're so sorry.
Sorry for that noise.
Please forgive us.
Just kidding. I don't care. No, I do.
But no, for anybody who is tuning in, like, I just want them to take from that. Like, there are so many things that you need to be considering when it comes to having a kid, not just the fact that you want one or that your family says you want one. It's like there's so much more involved. And I mean, having a kid right now in this economy, and like, for real, unless you really got it like that, like, it's kind of fucking selfish. Like, why would you want to bring a kid into this world right now? We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Adults can't even take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know, let's just be mindful. Let's be aware.
Yeah. Plus, like, there's files and things that like are kid heavy right now. That are not yet released. So
people just
maybe
eating kids and shit. So I think we really should just reevaluate kids right now.
In the system. Yeah. But have kids if you want.
Yeah, do you?
If you have the right partner,
amen.
Go off. If you have the systems in place that are going to allow you and that new being in the world to thrive, you're living in a very different America than a lot of people. And that is, what a beautiful privilege that is. But recognize that is a privilege. And sometimes people do not have the opportunity to abort in certain states because...
Well, and now you can't even get it mailed, but Viagra still gets mailed.
Yeah. Anyway, systems.
Anyway. Well...
Glad we dabbled in all those, like, little...
Oh, you have to. Because they're all interconnected at the end of the day.
Yeah. So. Journal about it. Ask yourself why you might feel pressure to have kids. Is it from you? Do you, the individual, actually want kids? Or is it the systems at play? Is it the fact that you are the fourth of your line and there's a lot of pressure associated with your name and producing an heir? Like, how archaic. How archaic a thought. Anyway, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
You live and you learn.
We do.
So yeah, y'all. Do you got anything going on that you'd like to let the people know about?
I mean, by the time that this is done, it's going to be over with, but I do have a sound bath. Oh, actually, no, it's happening on like a consistent basis. I facilitate sound baths at Yoga Box in Virginia Village, part of Denver. I think the next one is going to be June something.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Go follow.
Yeah.
Stay up in the loop.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram, Lindsay, ETRE.LINDSAY. And yeah, I still need to fix my website, but that's where you can find me. I post random stuff.
It's all good stuff. truthfully, we be piggybacking off of each other.
We're obsessed with each other's stories.
I'm like, wow, she
posts.
just gets it. Yeah. I'm like, yes, like, share. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in for today's episode. I hope that left you with a lot of food for thought, and I hope you actually do introspection and really understand why you do what you do, especially when it comes to kids. Otherwise, tune into the other episodes. We got a few more coming out, and if you want to be on the show, you know, you can reach me on Instagram, or you can email me at xpansionwithransom@outlook.com. But until then, I will see you in the next episode.
The double wave. Yay. Slightly better.
I feel like it doesn't look good when it's straight.
How am I sounding?
Ooh. You sounding delicious? We are looking good. Wow, this looks great.
Heidi come down from the mountain.
What is that one from Shrek called?
Which one? Wait.
The one who wears the purple dress and she's the bartender.
Oh, the ugly stepsister? I immediately regret my hair choices.
Stop.
You're like, what's that?
I think it's great.
What'll it be, Toots? It's been too long since I watched Shrek.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's like giving uneven. Whatever. It's
okay,
fine.
I'm
fine. Overthinking it.
I think it looks great.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like that character is what I mean.
She's great.
She's fantastic.